All right. Hello.
Yeah,
Happy
we're here.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for being here. It's American Coin and Currency, cracking the code, PCGS, NGC labels, special designations, and signatures. We'll be focusing on all these labels. There's so many of them. And I know it's a little confusing for some of those who are new to the industry, but we'll get you guys ahead of the game and get you educated with here. We have John Mady, CEO, founder of American Coin and Currency, myself, Dustin Lee, head of social media, here every week, 1 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. Come check us out. Previous videos were on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. So you can check out all our previous streams as well. A little bit about myself. I've been trading and collecting, numismatic and just coins in general for a very long time. And pretty, keen to the industry as well, being in gold and silver, and purchasing gold and silver over the years. Got into eBay very early, and now I'm digital assets as well. And working with John for the last about 5 months. So yeah, a little bit about yourself, John.
Well, I'm John Mady. I'm the founder and CEO of American Coin and Currency, located down here in Palm Beach, Florida. As you can see behind me, it's a beautiful day. And excuse me, I've always been like you. I've always been a collector. I just love collecting things, and in particular, I love coins. I'm a coin self-proclaimed coin freak, so coin nerd too. Yeah, I love stacking silver, gold, rare coins, notes, anything that has high intrinsic value that I can hold in my hands. I'm going to collect it. So
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of value with rare coins, and we've covered a lot of topics in the recent streams about what to look for and what kind of rare coins are out there, shipwreck treasure. So yeah, that we've covered a lot of topics, but we haven't really dived into every single label and designation. I know we covered a little bit about it, but it is a little confusing. But no, we'll definitely crack the code and get everyone ahead of the curve here. So we'll jump into it. So the major labels from specific graders such as PCGS and NGC is most recognized. There's other third party grading services, but when it comes to like the core grading, what can we what are some of those, like MS69 or PR70s? We can talk a little bit about that.
sure. So there's different designations, as you're saying, and real quick, I just want to bring up, last week we had a guest on, and I had a great time. It was really, I had a lot of feedback from people who were watching, saying that Richard's knowledge was really vast. The way he was able to just pull dates out of his head from like the 1600s, and like literally like the day of and all these things. And so we're gonna have Richard on again because there's a lot more there to uncover. We'll do that in a few weeks, but I thoroughly enjoyed that show, and I enjoy all of our shows. I do hope that we are performing a service to those that are listening and watching in in education and what to do and what not to do when stepping into this arena.
Mm,
So designations on coins, it's a lot of people get confused about it, and rightfully so. But it is really important, and I always like to say, and I'll give you some examples. In this business, we have customers throughout the United States and Canada. We have a few in other countries, but pretty much the United States. And when I'm talking to these customers, or my salespeople are, we train people here that work here, obviously, to learn all these designations and the ins and outs. But one thing that I encounter quite often is when people, if they're purchasing something from us, or if they have purchased something from us, and then they receive it, and then they grab the coin and they go online, which is great. Do your due diligence. I encourage that, but it's comparing apples to apples, and I always say that to people. Like we have to compare apples to apples, because especially with coins, uh, a coin that has, a, let's say, a first strike designation, or as opposed to a first day of issue, um, regardless if it's PCGS or NGC, that could really be a factor. It normally is a factor on valuations, particularly when, on the other side of the equation, when down the road these coins are going to be sold. uh, Having some of these designations on your coins, even though it might cost you a little more now, well, that money is well spent when the time comes down the road to pull money out. And I always say that to customers, you get what you pay for, right? And if you're going to buy these kinds of items and you have the means to do so, why not buy the best of the best? It just makes good business sense to me, at least. So
Mm.
having these understanding of these designations moving forward, we hope that we can help you with that, and we'll clarify some of these things for you. But each grading company, and we're going to just talk about PCGS and NGC today. There are other graders, ICG and Annex. Annex is actually, I believe, the oldest grader out there. They've been around forever. And sometimes I use Annex, sometimes, and I've sent coins to ICG. But today we're just going to be talking about the two big ones, PCGS and NGC. So PCGS, uh, they say first strike. That's their first designation. First strike. NGC is first release. They're both the same exact thing. They just can't use the same verbiage on the labels. Just like, with a proof, PCGS on the label says uh, P PR 70, where NGC says PF 70, and I might have that reversed because I have a lot in front of me. But yeah, so they it's the same thing, just used differently. So first strike is, these are coins that were submitted within the first 30 days of release from the U.S. Mint.
Mm. Ah, okay.
When I've done this in the past, the invoice has to be sent with the showing that these were purchased from the mint, uh, when the coins are sent in for submission, and then you can get the first release or first strike designation. You can't just send them in and say, "Hey, can I get this designation?" Because otherwise, everyone's going to go for like the best, which is advanced release, which we'll get to. Um, so hopefully that kind of explains that designation there a little bit more, Dustin.
Mhm.
It's pretty
Sure.
basic, but again, a coin, pick any coin, let's say a 2020, $10 gold eagle, in, mint state 70 or proof 70. If it's no designation as opposed to first strike or first release,
Mm.
typically they will sell for a premium because of
Mm.
that designation. So
Okay.
again, the day of purchase, maybe I don't want to spend the extra money for that, but
Mm.
it's an investment in the future when you want to pull the money out of the coins. So to me, it's just worth spending those extra dollars.
Makes sense. Yeah, and it's a certain duration and being able to, have access to the mint and being able to send them in. So, so when it comes to being able to send them in for grading, is it from the time you receive it or from the time that it was issued?
The time it was issued. So that's why you send in the invoice
Ah,
with it, showing that
oh,
these were purchased within 30 days of release.
okay. Okay, so they will grant that if it's with the paperwork. That makes
As
sense.
long as you have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, it's never an issue. And again,
Okay.
like even though American Coin is an authorized dealer, and we've been for many years for PCGS and NGC, um, people sometimes are, and I have this conversation at least a few times a week, where when I explain the process of grading coins, oh, I have to send you my coins. Yeah, of
Mm.
course. They have to be sent to me, and then they get sent to the grader. But keep in mind, in all the years I've been doing this, I can count on one hand, probably this many fingers, how many times I've had issues with the postal service not delivering something. So I tell people, you know what? You can do it yourself. It's real easy. Just log into PCGS or NGC, and the submission forms are right there. PCGS, you can do both online, or you can print them out and mail them in with your submission. But it's a real easy process. I don't know what the annual fee is for that. I don't want to guesstimate, but it's a nominal fee, and you get a certain amount of submissions with that annual fee. So real easy for people to do themselves. Of course, if you're going to do like bulk submissions or coins of high value, let's say coins with a fair market value of $50,000 or more, I would trust an expert. Use me, use our company to get that submission done for you. Uh, but yeah, I know that was a long answer to your question, Dustin. But that's basically it. As long as all the information is included in there, there won't be a problem.
Yeah, no, that's it makes sense to that pretty much anybody has access to this. But yeah, I mean, if if anyone's not as if they're a little concerned, definitely get a hold of us. We will
Yep.
guide you through that and give you all the right tools. So yeah, get a hold of us. Call us 561-310-8341. Email us at unicoins@gmail.com, coinandcurrency.net, and we'll help you on your way.
So the next designation, the next tier above that, Dustin, is
Mm,
first day of issue.
mm.
Sometimes you'll see, FDI, FDOI, the same thing, first day of issue.
Okay.
That designation is used synonymously for both NGC and PCGS. There's no
Mm,
variation. It's FDI. And again, I've seen
okay.
FDOI, but it is the same thing. And an FDI again it's a designation for both PCGS and NGC for coins purchased on the first day, as it says in it, first day of issue, on the
Mm.
first day of the mint's public sale. So
Oh,
these coins must be received to the grading service within a short window. So you can't wait, months and then send your coins in hoping to get an FDI, even if you do have the supporting paperwork. I've
oh,
never tried to do that. I've never, like a year later, tried to submit coins for
no.
for that designation. And why would you, right? Because if you're like me, if you're in this business, if you're a dealer, you're going to get these coins, you want them graded as fast as possible and then in your hands so that we can offer them to our customer base and then fulfill the orders and ship them out all over the country in Canada. So yeah, I've never waited long, but it's advised that it gets done in a very expedient time frame, and I would say within a week. If you are going to submit for FDI, I would have that in there with the corresponding paperwork showing that they were purchased on the first day of sale.
Mm, okay. So, like, when you have them graded, can you choose to have them sent directly from US Mint, or do you have to receive it to send it to
That's an interesting question. It's a complicated question.
them?
The short answer is yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
The of course the certain coins that are bought and purchased directly from the mint, the U.S. Mint in bulk. It just doesn't make economical sense to have them sent from the mint, whether it's West Point or Philadelphia or San Francisco, to the dealer, and then from the dealer to the grader. A lot of
Mm,
shipping costs involved in there, a lot of insurance, right? Especially if you're
okay.
dealing with, like, gold, those gold liberties that just came out that they're sold out so fast, probably the
Yeah.
hottest gold coin of the year. If you have 100 of those, you don't want those, shipping back and forth, even though, FedEx, UPS, USPS hardly ever loses anything. Um,
Mm,
yeah, so the short answer is yes. The mint, in certain circumstances, will drop ship for a dealer who they have a predetermined agreement with, drop ship directly to the grader.
Okay.
If you're not one of these, if you don't have a direct agreement with the U.S. Mint, you can't. They're not going to do that for you. They're going to ship the coins directly to you.
Okay. So case by case. So it'd be like more less of an individual buyer, more of like a bulk or like license or like an ANA member, or someone that's has access to
Yeah,
US Mint.
exactly. So the way this works, I'll give you an analogy too. Um, I'm sure most people watching and listening have heard of the De Beers Corporation. De Beers is the global diamond cartel.
Oh,
They
okay.
literally
Yeah.
control the diamond trade within the world, and they have, uh, I believe the number is 12 or 13. Um, let's call them dealers that they have to purchase a set amount of diamonds a year from De Beers. So De Beers mines all these diamonds, or no, they ship them out to these different dealers. The dealers don't have a say with what they're getting. They just get a huge allotment of diamonds. And now these dealers, then it filters down to all the other large dealers and jewelers and anyone else who's using diamonds for jewelry or other purposes. Um, in the case with the U.S. Mint has a similar setup where there are, I believe it's 13. It's either 12 or 13 dealers that have contracts with the U.S. Mint, and they have to buy a certain amount. I don't know what the dollar amount is because I'm not one of those dealers. Those are the absolute top tier. They don't deal with the public. They only deal with dealers. Uh, they purchase a certain amount annually from the mint. They're able to purchase prior to releases, which gives an advantageous angle to the equation for them, which is great for us too, because then uh, we're able to get larger quantities of coins to offer to customers. Whereas, if the U.S. Mint, let's say with these 2025 West Point Palladiums that just came out, there's only 6,000 of those that were minted. Um, that's not a lot, right? So there's one per household. So I'm a dealer. I can't go on the mint and buy one. What am I going to do with that? I'm a business to sell coins and provide the service to customers. So uh, these 13 dealers, they get these large allotments of coins every year, and then they get distributed to. So I would call myself a second tier dealer. The
Ah,
top
okay.
13, which basically control the coin, the numismatic and bullion industry in the United States, and then that trickles down to dealers like myself on the second tier, and then I sell to dealers. I sell to a lot of dealers directly.
Mm.
A lot of a lot of I promise you, people, a lot of the dealers that you see on eBay, chances are I'm selling a good amount of the coins that you see that they're listing directly to them. So that'd be like a third tier dealer. And then maybe they sell down to like some mom and pop shop on the corner, or someone working out of their house who just is,
Right.
deal coins part time or full time. So
Mm.
that's basically how it works in this industry. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of it's not a secret, but a lot of people don't realize that that's how the system is set up, and it works great. There are people that there are the objectors to it. There are people who feel that it's unfair because these dealers are getting large allotments of very limited uh, production series, like the palladium, like the gold sunflower. So that's less for the public to be able to purchase direct from the mint, and that's normally the biggest gripe with this arrangement. But this it's always worked this way. I think it's a very fair arrangement, and not just because I'm a dealer, but when you get into these releases that are super small, it's almost like a lottery system at that point. Like you put in your order hoping that it'll get filled. But if there's 100,000 people putting in an order for that palladium, only 6,000 were produced, and let's say 1,000 of those were pulled to sell to the the top tier. Then there's only 5,000 left, and so you're not going to have the chances of you getting one are slim to none. and that's
Mm,
where dealers like us come into play. And I will say this as well, when and I'm just out of experience, I still buy direct from the mint, some things, and I don't open that's the other thing. If you buy direct from the mint and it's something of high value, which you want to get graded at some point or just forget about and sell down the road, don't open the package when you get it from the mint. Leave it
mm,
unopened with the all the original stuff in there. Have when it's shipped on the label, and that way, it's if you could find them on eBay, unopened packages are always worth a few more bucks than something that's already been opened.
mm.
So that's what I would do there. And I'm sorry. And I lost my train of thought there. Sorry about that. So yeah, I would the so my point being is that the dealer does come into play where when something is sold out from the mint, yeah, it's going in the secondary market, and yeah, it's going to cost more money, but also you're gonna have coins that are graded already, that are 70s, FDI or advanced release, and they're signed a signature on the back. But my point of um, buying directly from the mint and then sending them grading,
Mhm.
I personally feel, and I could be totally off base with this, but I feel that I can guarantee you a mint state or proof 70 of that palladium or that
Mm.
gold sunflower or pretty much
Yeah,
anything else.
makes sense.
If you submit that coin, that's a one and done. If it doesn't come back a 70, if it comes back a 69, which happens often, now, yeah, you still have that great coin, but now it's a 69.
Mm.
I think that when I think the graders they're going to grade. There's no bias, right? With graders, they're just going to grade it how it is, how the coin is.
Right.
But when you get into important coins where a 70 really matters, as opposed to a 69, we could be talking about thousands and thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars difference.
Mm.
It might be in your best interest to contact someone like myself, and that way you're guaranteed that you're going to get the absolute best specimen that's available on the market. And again, that's just an investment in the future. Why buy crap? It's not going to change from here to here and become crap and become something good. Crap is
Right.
crap. So, it's not that you know what I'm saying. It's not crap, but that it's just you're better off spending the
Mm.
money getting the best specimen available, and then down the road, it's still going to be the best specimen available
Mm.
if you're ever looking to sell it.
Yeah, it's similar to I'm in the Pokemon gradings industry, so it's a huge
Yeah,
difference between a PSA 9 and a PSA 10. Like the first edition Charizards, I mean, those are worth hundreds of thousands, and if you go from a grade down, it's worth 100,000 less, 200,000 less. So um,
correct.
that's significant, and yeah, and then having these coins kind of sit there and circulated and everything, and that's when you lose the value, especially anything that just came out. You want that immediately, put into the grading services and have them, grade it
Sure.
as you received it. Yeah, that makes total sense, of course.
Yeah, and when you get into certain metals, they don't grade as well. So I've been in this situation
Oh,
before where when I buy, like, let's say this palladium, I'm guaranteed I'm going to get 100 of them. They're all proof 70, advanced release with a signature on the back. But a lot of times, because different metals, because of the softness and hardness of different alloys, they
oh,
don't
okay.
strike the same. There's sometimes issues where one out of every five will be a 70, whereas a silver
Oh,
eagle, I'm referring to like a palladium or
yeah,
platinum,
it's more
but definitely
softer.
palladium, where one in five will be a 70, whereas with silver eagles or gold eagles, like, you know, pretty much one in three, one in two will be a 70. It's a lot higher
Good.
because of the how hard the metal is.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see these palladium coins that you have. Those are all 70s or some
They're all
came out 70s. All
Yep.
70s. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's good.
70 advanced release, signed with Damster signature. And there's a very, they're verifiable on PCGS, and there's only, I believe, 50 of them that are on the market. Um,
Oof.
but
Wow.
so let's go down to the next one. So the
Yeah.
top tier designation is
Yeah.
advanced release, which I just mentioned a second ago.
Right.
So I brought up those dealers to kind of, the dealers that work with the mint to kind of build the image of what we're working with here. In that the advanced release is rare designation for coins purchased by specific customers. Now, specific customers means those 13 dealers that are on the top tier. Um, through a bulk advance purchasing agreement with the mint before the public sale date. So they're, like I just said a few minutes ago, they're able to go in and purchase the coins before they're available for sale to the general public. So, excuse me, a coin with advanced release designation is the top tier designation, and they're hard to get. Not many dealers carry them. Not many. We pretty much specialize in advanced release. Almost all of our coins we get modern coins that are coming out are advanced release, which is nice because it benefits our customers. Um, excuse me. So I would, someone out in watching or listening, they might be asking, so why do I care? Why not just get FDI or first strike? Again, that's fine. I'm just happy you're buying coins. Okay. But a coin with advanced release, again, I like the analogy of uh, if I go to a car dealer, right, and I'm going on the lot and I see a Mustang, and there's Mustang here, a candy apple red, black interior, beautiful Mustang, and the exact same one here. Everything looks the same. But when you look under the hood, the one over here is a V6. This one over here is a V8 turbocharged, you know, all the bells and whistles. Not just common sense, Dustin. If you buy this one, the V6, yeah, it's a new car. It's beautiful. It's great. But when you eventually have to get rid of that car, it's not going to pull in nearly the amount of money. It's not going to retain as much value, which cars don't do anyway, but um, as the one that is a V8 turbocharged with all the bells and whistles. And that's the exact same comparison with what we're talking about today, which is if you buy, I'll use the Palladiums again since we've been talking about them. If you purchased a 2025 West Point reverse proof Palladium, uh, proof 70, first strike, as opposed to picking up one of the pieces that we have, which is advanced release, I promise you, the one that's advanced release is going to fetch significantly more money than the first strike when it comes time to sell. And not and really the reason is it's just rarity. It boils down to populations. Yeah, it is the same coin. Obviously, it's a Palladium Eagle in both holders, but because of the advanced release designation, you're getting into rarefied air of collectibles where that piece is going to hold its value more so. It's going to appreciate more so than the other piece. And so why wouldn't, unless it's not available in advanced release, why wouldn't you go for the best? Of course, sometimes, maybe it's too much money, funds get in the way, you don't have the funds,
Yeah.
that's totally understandable. You still want the coin, but you can only afford either non-designation or first strike or first release. Great. Again, I'm happy you're buying coins. But if you have the money, don't be cheap, right? Just spend a few extra bucks and get the best of the best. Because I promise you, it will benefit you down the road.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it reminds me of with Pokemon cards again is the difference between like first edition and like limited edition. They don't have it as much nowadays. It's just kind of as they release them. But yeah, it's interesting that you can pretty much just you have a chance to pay for it out the gate. You know, have a chance, but if you don't have the funding or
Yeah.
wait too long or yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to see that. But yeah, like you said, like a V6 or a V8, it's like, do you want a Hemi or do you want like a Prius? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
And then there is one designation that's higher. It's not a designation like advanced release or anything like that, but it's what we used to call a jelly bean sticker, which is a CAC sticker, CAC. That's
huh,
Certified Acceptance Corporation.
uh,
So what they started out as, they now grade coins, but pri you could submit coins, they grade. But prior to that, which is pretty recent, within the last 2 years, they started that. Uh, Coins that are the absolute pinnacle, the best of the best, like we've been talking about. People would then send their coin into CAC to have it reviewed by CAC. And what CAC would do, Certified Acceptance Corporation, is they would look at review the coin, and they would certify that it is what the graders said it is. It's almost like
uh,
insurance on your coin, just to you know I don't know if you ever heard the expression, the belt and suspenders approach. Ever hear it?
I've a long time ago, not recently, but yeah, it's
It's
like
one of my
that.
favorites. I've been saying it my whole life. If you wear a belt and suspenders, you'll never get caught with your pants down. So a coin that has, and I might have one
That's good.
here. I don't have a CAC, but that little jelly bean sticker on that coin would signify a premium of 10 to 15% on the
Oh
value of that
wow.
coin, just because it had that CAC sticker on it, a tiny little sticker. But that shows that it was, and that was at that time the highest pedigree the coin could achieve. The
Okay.
full blown advanced release 70. Um, with a CAC sticker. And
Oof.
yeah, so these things, they really do make a difference. And we want to make sure that our customers, people who aren't our customers yet, people who have interest in this and want to learn more and do want to put their feet in the water, that they have this intel, this information to make educated decisions. Because let's face it, making money is hard, right? It is very hard to make money. No one wants to spend money frivolously. People want to use their money to the maximum advantage, and that's what one of the things we help with here, and we advise on. So yeah, there's different avenues to go down, but at the end of the day, you get what you pay for, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's with anything. So I always advise to get the best of the best, but also be aware of these other designations, these other things out there that will ultimately have have an effect on the value of your coin or coins. Um, so there's a lot of coin grading terms and conditions when we get into proof 70 or mint state 70. So let's first talk about the strike types. So
Yeah.
a mint state coin is when is known as a business strike. So that's an older term for back when coins were literally just struck for, they would be struck and they'd go out to the Federal Reserve banks and then to be dispersed to the regional banks, district banks, all that to the public. Excuse me. So it's called the Sheldon scale. He created this scale for coins with 70 points of interest to look at when a coin gets graded. 70 is the highest a coin can get. Um, and then on the opposite scale, you have like the very lowest, which is AG, like one, almost good, and these are
Almost
coins.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I've not
These
seen
are
that.
coins. Oh yeah,
Almost.
almost. But these are
Jeez.
coins that are like you could barely see what's on them. Sometimes I
Okay.
think they use special equipment to see the date because that when they punch the strike, when they strike it, just like a firearm with a serial number, that stays even if it gets ground down. That's still in the metal, and certain equipment can be used to see those numbers. Sometimes I think
Okay.
they have to use the same thing because I've seen these coins, and they're pretty crappy. But so a business strike is just a strike, one time, boom, done. A proof is a different die that's used. The dies are highly polished, and sometimes multiple strikes are done, and that creates that beautiful proof finish. And I don't know if I have. Yeah, of course, I didn't bring anything. Got gold coins in my back pocket. Yeah, so the proof just has that luster. It's just beautiful, and you know, uh, after you work with coins for a while, I can see just in the blink of an eye if a coin is mint state, if it's proof. There's also burnished, right? So a burnished coin is a different surface. It looks different. It looks how it sounds. It's burnished. And then of course you have reverse proof. So the like with this coin, uh, where Lady Liberty is, that would be the shiny part on a reverse proof, and then the fields where it's they have all that luster would be the that would be the how that looks now, like that frosted look would be in the fields, and she would be the lustrous gold color. That's a reverse proof. I love reverse proofs. I think they are just gorgeous. They're pretty. They don't come out all the time. So when I heard that this palladium was a reverse proof, I was excited about that. Because I just personal feelings, they're absolutely gorgeous. So those are pretty much the main strikes that we'll talk about, you'll hear about. Excuse me. And again, 70 is the highest. Then you go to 69, all the way down. What's funny though, Dustin, is that there is a robust community of collectors and investors who only buy. They try to find the lowest graded coins and create a collection. So on one side of you have sets, you have registry sets, which PCGS and NGC. If you go to their site, you can actually see it doesn't like give you detailed information, but let's say the John Mady collection of $20 gold liberties. And I'll be the person who has all the finest known $20 gold liberties from 1848 was the first one. I wouldn't own one of those because there's only two known. But let's say from 1849, all the way up to 1933. So that's one side of the equation. Those are the best of the best, and people have been striving to create these registry sets of the best coins for forever. And so that's why you see these values keep going up and up and up. On the opposite side of the spectrum are people that are collecting the absolute worst. So they're going for the oh yeah, there is a poor too. There is a poor designation. POOR. So I believe poor is the lowest you can get.
Oh,
And then
okay.
there's about
AG.
good, almost good, and then there's good, and so on. So it'd be like one poor or poor one. But people actively collect those coins, and they spend much more than the coin is worth trying to obtain these coins so they can have a collection of the worst representations of that
Yeah,
coin.
it's same as the Pokemon industry too. People get the lowest grades because there's not a lot of population. So yeah, that's interesting. It's in a lot of industries.
Never thought of that, the population aspect. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's I'm sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I wanted to I wanted to cover some other aspects as too, because I don't know if we covered decam or ultra cameo or
Yep. Yeah, that was my next stop here on the coin bus.
yes.
So again, different terms for different graders. So PCGS uses deep cameo, or you'll see decam on the holder.
Oh,
Uh, NGC uses ultra cameo. You'll see
okay.
UCAM, like proof 70 UCAM on the holder. Um, it's the same thing, just different words to express the same thing. But
Okay.
the deep cameo and the ultra cameo, a cameo is the way the coin appears, and there are books written about cameos. Actually, the guy who's on TV, Rick Damascus, he's written numerous books only about cameos. He's kind of an authority on that subject, and that's fantastic. I love that kind of stuff. So cameos are great. I love deep cameos. I love ultra cameos, cameo in general. And then, excuse me, it's not too often currently with coins that are being released that you'll see coins that are proofs that aren't cameo. Most of the
Mhm.
coins we get in, it happens. I just bought something recently that was a proof 70, but no other designation after that, no cameo at all, and that's
Oh,
fine. But I think people generally like the cameo designation. I think the coin, it looks nicer, and yeah, I mean whatever floats your boat with everyone has their own thing, right? Everyone has their own interests. Everyone has their own uh, things that pull at them. Um, I love cameos. We also get into things like full bands. You'll see that on that designation on dimes, on half dollars, Franklin half dollars. So a full band. Again, I should have brought some coins out to show you. But let's say on the dime, on the Mercury dime, or I'm sorry, the Roosevelt dime, back, I think believe Mercury's too. The top of the torch that's being held, there's three lines going through that torch. If there's a crack in there from the whatever when it was minted, after being in circulation, it will not get that. So there's the coin has to be in really good condition, not had been circulated to get that designation. But with that designation, there you go. Uh, it'll have it will have a higher value for sure. And with Franklin's, the band is actually on the bottom of the bell. There's a couple bands that go across the bell horizontally. Um, most of them, and I've probably seen tens of thousands of Franklin dimes over the years because I do look for them. If someone sells me Franklin, I said Franklin dimes, didn't I? I meant Franklin half dollars. If someone sells me, bags of Franklin half dollars that look like they were never circulated, heck yeah, I'm going to take the time to with a loop to go through them and see if they have full bands. Yeah, you see those lines on the bottom there. So
ah,
that's what will increase the value on those pieces absolutely every time. And again, it's just looking for the best of the best. So if I'm purchasing a 1953, I don't know of any 70s. I don't think any exist, but let's say a 69 uh, Franklin, mid-state 69 Franklin, um, as opposed to a 1953 mid-state 69 Franklin with full bands. The one with full bands is going to be a winner all day, and it's going to be a winner in the future because there's much lower population in that piece.
mhm.
Um, the other thing that you'll see with some coins, you'll see FS. That's typically on nickels. So perhaps you could pull up a nickel, Dustin. Um, these will be nickels from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Um, the 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 building on the back, you see those stairs going up?
Yeah.
Same principle. So full stairs, that's what the FS means. So some of these
Oh,
nickels, I personally am not a nickel guy. I know a couple dealers that only deal with nickels and they have
okay.
fantastic businesses. Um, Nickels aren't my thing, but I do appreciate the rarity of a full step nickel. So again, if you're going to purchase, let's say a wartime nickel, which has silver in it, but is a high grade. So in 1942 to 1945, the nickels had I believe 35% silver, because the nickel alloy was needed for a war effort. Those coins, if I'm going to purchase one, again, I don't think there's any 70s in it, and I could be wrong, but off the top of my head. But if I got a 1943 uh, nickel mid state 69, just that's it, as opposed to a 1943 nickel with full steps in mid state 69, that one's going to be worth significantly more because there's just so few of them. And if you're someone that really loves nickels, that collects them, that just appreciates them, they're beautiful to your eyes, you're going to want the one that has full steps. So those are designations I see often. Just want to throw out there for people to see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah, 1,046 for a nickel. And I mean, we've sold nickels, Jefferson nickels, 5,000 up to $8,000 for a nickel.
Wow, it looks nice. I mean, don't often see nickels in that shape. Like it looks like really clean looking.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
that's a proof.
yeah, it's proof. Yeah, yeah, I can tell. Yeah, it's proof. It's really nice looking. Wow. Whoa.
So do you want
Magnets.
to quickly talk about
Get in the signatures. We didn't touch on
yeah, let's
signatures.
transition over to signature. So it ties into this whole theme that we've been going with today, which is spending a few more dollars on something that's gonna benefit down the road. So signatures are controversial depending on who you talk to. Some people love them, only want coins with signatures. Other people care less. They don't want to pay a premium for a coin with a signature, and that's great. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and I'm not here to tell you how to do it or how not to do it. I'm only here to advise. And so, my advice again, if you're going to spend the money, I think you're better off having a coin that has a signature. Now, what I mean by that is if you have coins that are, proof 70, advanced release, um, deep cameo, and it has a signature or without a signature, spend a few extra dollars to get the one with the signature. And I'll listen. One thing about me is I am very frank, and I really try to say what's on my mind and be open and honest and transparent. I was I was a critic of signatures going back, let's say 6 7 years ago, when they really started ramping up, and I was like, this is a bunch of bullcrap. I think this is a bubble. I think it's going to pop, and that the values are going to go down because there's just every coin is coming out. Not every coin, but a lot of coins are coming out with signatures. Some that don't matter, and so it's just the market's getting diluted with just signature coins. I used to preach this to people, like to customers too, and yeah, I was wrong. I was very wrong. And the correction never came. The values have continued to go up. And if you're going to purchase, here's the thing, guys. If you're purchasing a generic Silver Eagle or generic Gold Eagle, just mid state 70, no bells and whistles, is a signature going to make all the difference in the world? Probably not. But if you're purchasing that same coin and it's a proof 70, deep cameo, advanced release, having a signature, you're just adding another option to that Mustang that I was talking about earlier. That's a V8 turbocharged.
Right.
Why would you not? If you're way up here. You almost have the top piece, most the top pedigree of this coin. Why would you not take an extra step and then get the absolute top of the pyramid coin? And that's what
Right.
a signature would do. Now, I know for a fact, and I see it all the time. Signature versus no signature is in some cases thousands and thousands of dollars. In some cases, even tens of thousands. I've seen it that much. Um,
Mm.
for instance, a 1986 Silver Eagle, or if you want to go key date, 1994 Silver Eagle, PCGS graded, mid state 70. That is the gold standard for early date Silver Eagles. They're
Mm.
very expensive. They appreciate in value year over year, um, and they're very hard to get because there's a very finite amount. That 1994, let's say Silver Eagle PCGS MS70 by itself is going to be probably about a $7,000 coin,
Wow.
7,500. With John Mercanti's signature, who's the
Yeah.
designer of the American Silver Eagle, the obverse of the Eagle. Um, Now the coin just bumped up to 12,000, 11 to
Whoa.
12,000. So
That's
it's a big difference, you know.
wow.
Now, I try to I advise our customers that if you're going to go with signatures, get signatures that matter. Sometimes you don't have an option, sometimes. But what I mean by that, Dustin, is I only want to offer to our customers coins with signatures of people that were had an impact within the world of numismatics and coins. And who do I mean by that? I'm looking for designers, mostly people that are the master engravers. Um, Mint director, okay, there's cases where that makes a difference. Um, Someone who founded a company, someone who the guy who started Redbook, Bressett, Ken Bressett. I've seen coins signed with his signature on them. Great, hey, great. I personally don't think his signature is as important as having Anna Cabral's on there, or John Mercanti, or Thomas Cleveland, or Mike Castle, or someone who actually created the coins that we know and love, the images on the coins that we know and love. So some of the main people for coins, for people that are looking out at what to purchase, Ryder, David Ryder, great. He had a lot. He was instrumental with a lot of coins. Not a designer, but he was actually the 39th director of the mint. Edmund Moy, I right now have coins that he didn't sign a lot of coins. Edmund Moy probably has the least amount of coins that were signed. So I have some coins with his signature that are worth significantly more because of this signature. And back in the day, a lot of these were hand signed. They weren't auto penned. Nowadays, they're all auto penned. But I have examples of pieces that were signed by hand by Mercanti and Moy. Um, Elizabeth Jones, same thing. Not many signatures, but she was the 11th chief engraver of the mint. John Mercanti, everyone knows him. Who is, if you're in coins, you probably know Mercanti or have heard of him. A prolific designer. He was the 12th chief engraver of the U.S. Mint and aforementioned designer of the obverse of the American Silver Eagle. Michael Gaudioso, a rock star. He designed the reverse of the new Silver Eagle, which is the Type 2 Silver Eagle. Don Everhart, again, great engraver. Cameron, I don't know, believe it or not, I don't know who that is. I saw this, the former U.S. Mint Associate Director. I don't know how much an associate director, his signature is going to make a difference on a coin.
He's out.
Maybe it will. Yeah, maybe it will.
Give it some time.
Crazier things have happened. Um, yeah, I mean, the list goes on. Thomas Cleveland, I'm just pointing out the ones that I see a lot. Thomas Cleveland, I have many coins with his signature on them.
Okay.
There's some other people here that I'm not too familiar with. Of course, uh, Glenna Goodacre, she designed the Sacagawea. She's famous for that.
Oh, okay.
And I actually those gold Sacagaweas that just came out, I did have a couple with her signature that I'm keeping in my personal collection and not selling because there's hardly any of those new Sacagaweas with her signature on them. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so does it make a big difference? In some cases, absolutely. And again, if you're going if you have 10 yards to go and you've got 9 yards, why not take that extra yard, get to 10, and purchase a coin that has all the bells and whistles, all the
Yeah.
pieces, and so that way you have a true specimen that's going to because that's what it's about. I mean, these coins are beautiful. I love them. I can't tell you how much I love coins, but at the end of the day, it's a store of value, and it's a vehicle for again, there's different purposes, right? It could be you love collecting, whatever it might be, but there's also people who want to make some money out of these as well. And so you really got to make sure you're purchasing the right pieces. Because I can't tell you how many times I speak with customers and, oh, I bought this and this and this and this. But it's all just generic crap, I hate to say. Like for everything you spent on all this generic crap, let's say it's $12,000, you could have bought one good coin
Uh,
that would have been worth a lot more. Now, I don't want to. That here's the other thing. Like, I get buying crap because I have tons of crap, and there's fun in crap, right? Like, right, I totally get it, but to me, it's putting your hard earned dollars to work, and making sure those hard earned dollars work for you to their maximum effect. That's what we're doing here. That's what we want to help you with. So yeah, the signatures are great. There's no slowdown happening there. If anything, I would actually like to see less coins come out with signatures. I think that would be good for the market. I think that would be good for prices. I think that would help. Not that the prices need stabilizing because they've just, the last decade continued to rise and go up. But yeah, I mean, just a little less signatures, but I get it. There's these designers and engravers. They work out agreements with the PCGS or NGC, and I'm sure they make a good amount of money by just agreeing to have an auto pen scribble out their signature. So I totally get the angle of it.
no Cameron though. Just kidding. We all know the guy. All right, yeah, let's
Oh wow,
just
we've been on for over an hour. I didn't even realize that.
yeah, we're cutting in deep. There's a lot more to go, of course, and we'll probably bring on the second part two for this. But just
Yeah,
to remind everybody, I was gonna say for everyone that doesn't know, they're still out of the clear. Just get a hold of us. Contact us at our number here. Email us as well as check out our website. John's obviously is very keen to this knowledge, so very educated. Help educate our clients here and get you guys in the right direction. And put your money to work. That's important. You want to spend every dollar towards something that has value, intrinsic value that grows over time. That your children's children could obtain and maintain that wealth. So we want to make sure you're in the right direction. So, excuse me.
And
Yeah,
Dustin, real quick, if anyone out there ever one service we do provide, if there's someone that wants to create a family collection, like I said, like the John Mady collection, we can actually have the coins with that designation on the labels.
oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
that involves purchasing high end coin. Like we're going to put together a serious collection for you, and you're going to be looking at probably $500,000 to $1 million put towards this. But we're going to create you a registry set, registered to you with your whatever you want to have on it, your name, kid's name, something like that. That's for the people that have everything but want something really special. That's something I guarantee none of your friends have. A collection that's a registered set in their name. and it's on the
Interesting.
labels.
Yeah, so that interesting. So there would have to be some legal like parameters, like if they were to sell them or something, like this was sold to this individual or some paperwork around that. So
We can go
that's
over all that if anyone wants to go down this road.
yeah, we definitely would touch on that on another stream. But yeah, we have some questions for the community. Let's see, we got the signature question. What are the best signatures, Damstra versus Mercanti? Oof.
Oh, ooh, ooh, that's a tough
Spicy.
one, my friend.
Which
Uh,
one? Which one? Both?
yeah,
Either one?
no, there's a case for. It's not as simple as that question to answer because there's a case for
Yeah,
both.
right.
And like I said earlier with the early date Silver Eagles, Mercanti all day. If the Damster signature was on there, she had nothing to do with the Eagle. Why? What does it
That's
matter?
true. Okay. Okay. So it
But
depends on the release. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So but right off the cuff, I would say Mercanti. If you need an answer, one of the two, Mercanti.
Because he's type one, so he's like the OG Eagle.
Correct.
Yeah. And then Damster is like the continuation since 2021. Is that?
And he's still alive, which
Oh,
is
he's still alive. So he'll just show back up. He's like, I'm back. For type one Eagles. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So it case by case, depending on the release. But both are viable. Uh so let's see. Here's a question. What are the hottest coins this year? I think we touched on it a little bit a couple weeks
sure.
ago.
So
I'll pull up
right
again.
off the cuff, some of the hottest coins this year is the Morgan and Peace dollar sets. So the mint states already came out. The proofs we're still selling, and then the reverse proofs. It's a 6 coin set. It comes out throughout the year. The reverse proofs will be coming out here shortly. The gold Sacagaweas, very hot. The gold and silver Liberty Sunflower. It's the next piece in the series. Extremely hot. The Palladium, hot as fire. Right off the cuff, those have been some of the hottest coins this year.
Let's see. You got the Palladiums, you got the American Eagle, 1 ounce. We got the Morgans, pieces. Yeah. Let's see. So you're saying there's ones that are coming out that are to be hot?
Yeah, the reverse proof Morgans are going to be coming out. They were if you go up there, I saw them before.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're
they're going to be coming out here soon, and that'll
okay.
be the completion of the 6 coin set.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, those the Sacagaweas, the Liberties, the Palladiums. We've sold out pretty much as soon as we got them in because we can only get a certain especially these really low mintage coins like the $100 Liberty. Oh yeah, the Gold Buffalo was hot too.
Yeah, the Buffalo. Yeah, I remember those were pretty hot.
But there's only 12,000 of those $100 Gold Liberties, so you know we don't get an endless supply. We get small allotments, and they sell very quickly.
Yeah, I've seen
Hope
the.
that
Oh, go ahead. What you say?
Oh, I said I hope that answered his question or her question.
Looks. Yeah, I'm sure that answered your question. I mean, there's a lot of coins out here, and yeah, I've seen that Palladium. That's out. That's gone. So
That is. Oh yeah,
it,
unavailable. Gone. That was gone within a couple minutes. It was gone.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's not many Palladium coins coming out.
Nope.
So
One
yeah,
a
that's
year.
one a year. Okay, so that was
Yeah.
it.
One and
uh,
done. Yeah.
and done. Okay. And then we got a final question here. What's your favorite designation?
Oh, proof. I love proof coins. So proof 70, deep cameo or ultra cameo. Advanced release is my favorite designation.
for
Again,
sure.
you're not going to see many. There's not a lot of dealers that have advanced release. Call your local dealer, ask them if they have advanced release. If they do, they probably got it from us or someone like us. But that's my favorite.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's covers a lot of bases there. And then final thing from us, give us a call, email us, and check out our website. We're also on eBay as well, so I'll pull that up. Um, check out our current inventory. Got a bunch of stuff here. We still got those Sacagaweas and some sunflowers, so limited supply, of course.
Very
Um,
limited. We are scratching the bottom of the barrel on those.
oh, and we got some beautiful, beautiful palladiums. So
That too.
yes,
So what I do, Dust, is I'll put aside a certain number for eBay, and even
yeah,
though we're sold out within the firm, we still keep some for eBay. But
okay,
if someone who's listening or watching sees something on our eBay that they would like to purchase, especially the higher ticket items, please contact me directly. Uh, eBay takes a fat chunk, and I'll
yeah.
be able to give you a better deal if you contact us directly as opposed to going through eBay.
Yeah, eBay's a little ridiculous, but it's good publicity. Can't go wrong. But yeah, definitely get a hold of us directly. Give you a better deal, for both of us. So, and just to go on the ratings, we're some pretty good ratings here. Let me just go over like feedback. Yeah, 99.5. Got a lot of good feedback. So yeah, definitely check us out. And then we
So
have our yeah. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, we're pretty good. Yeah, I think that's it from us. Gonna wrap up here for the day. Um, let's see, just to cover our bases here. So yeah, we're here every 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, and yeah, we're gonna be having more guests as we go as well. Like mentioned, we had Richard last week, so we'll have him on again, cover some more topics and go in more detail about shipwreck treasure, his
Yeah.
vast knowledge, pulling all these dates, and his, it's like he was yesterday for him, so it's cool to have him on.
Oh, he was
um
so happy to come in. He told me he reached out to me afterwards, and he was just like, "I was the most fun I've had." He's like, "I was reliving my youth, all
oh
that adventure and excitement." I was like, "That's just great. I love hearing that." And he's a great guy. He really is. So we'll have him on. Hopefully, I'm working on getting some other another salvager in who has some really beautiful artifacts to show.
uh,
So we're going to continue just having great content for our followers. We're going to continue to educate you.
uh,
We're going to continue to advise on what's the best to do and what not to do in this industry. And we're gonna build you a collection of coins that will not only shield your wealth but show you great amount of appreciation over time.
yeah, we're pointing you the right direction. You're in good hands. We're educated, and making sure that we want to have smart clients to make sure you guys are making the right decisions. So
Correct.
yeah, get a hold of us. We're always here. But yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern Thursdays. It's our live stream, American Coin and Currency. Appreciate you guys being here. Check us out on our previous live streams, YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on X. And yeah, we'll have some more guests. Remember to stay curious and keeps collecting smart. So we'll see you guys on the next one, and see you on next Thursday. Bye, everyone.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah.